The Crunch only played 2 games last week, but they fared very well, defeating the Hartford Wolf Pack twice. First, it was a school day game last Wednesday, and the Crunch won that game at a tight one. Ended up being a 3-1 win for Syracuse. Then on Saturday, after having a couple of days off, the Crunch came back home and completed the 2-game sweep of the Wolf Pack with a 6-3 triumph at the War Memorial Arena. Crunch have now won 3 consecutive games. It's the second time this season the Crunch have won 3 games in a row, and they look to build off of that as they head into the final week of November as they dive back into the North Division with 3 divisional matchups here this week.
Well, I think it's crucial as the season goes on, but especially early, you want to separate yourself a little bit from the other teams in the division, and they're ultimately the ones that you're going to be fighting for a playoff spot with down the line. So it's important for us to get momentum on a team early, and hopefully build on what we did last week, because I think we played 2 complete solid games. So if we do that and gain momentum and stay on teams, I think it's going to be beneficial to us.
What I like is in those 2 games we play more as a team, and you could tell that our chemistry was pretty good, and I think that had a big effect on our result. Every game is critical, and we start with tomorrow night, like Utica. We're 1-2 against them, and our record's got to be a good one against our opponent, and it started with a solid effort tomorrow night.
The Crunch got strong performances across the board over the 2 games for Syracuse. 4 players had 3-point weeks for the Crunch. Taylor Radish had a big week for the Crunch against his brother, who plays for the Hartford Wolf Pack. Dennis Jan has a 3-game goal-scoring streak heading into the week. Dom Machine had 3 assists last week for the Crunch. And so the Crunch playing very well, trying to continue that success as they hit 3 North Division roadblocks in a row. First, the Utica Comets on Wednesday at the Adirondack Bank Center. 4th matchup of the season with the Comets. Utica is 1 point ahead of the Crunch, although they've also played 1 more game than Syracuse in the North Division standings. On Friday, it is Black Friday for the Crunch. It is the first matchup of the season between the Crunch and the Laval Rocket. Laval is only a few points ahead of the Crunch in the standings. They've also played 3 more games than Syracuse heading into the week. And then on Saturday, it is the second matchup of the year with the Binghamton Devils. Crunch won the first one at the War Memorial Arena. Saturday's matchup is down in Binghamton. Crunch have been dominant against the Devils over the last couple of years. Since the start of the 2017-18 season, the Crunch have 17 wins head-to-head against the Devils. That's what's on tap for the Crunch here this week. 3 North Division matchups right in a row for the Crunch as they look to steamroll into December. When the schedule doesn't get any easier for the Crunch, that's what's in store for the Crunch here this week.